They are 3-2 in the Mountain West. Colorado State is 4-1. Rich Waltz, Dan Dickow on the call. Enjoy the game. See you back here at halftime.
Nick Boyd and San Diego State back home, looking to bounce back after a loss in the pit. At 4-1, Kyan Evans and Colorado State are rapidly improving. Get ready, kids. It's another fun night in the Mountain West. It gets really fun in the Mountain West when we're in this city, San Diego, and this arena, Viejas Arena, home of San Diego State. And they're at home tonight. Colorado State arrives at 4-1. Standings in the Mountain West. Look at Utah State and New Mexico at 6-0. Colorado State has snuck up on a lot of people at 4-1. It's San Diego State, not used to being in the middle of the pack in the conference. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz, along with Gonzaga All-American Dan Dickow. These two teams have arrived here in different means. San Diego State had a terrific non-conference season, but here in conference, they've started 3-2. Colorado State, non-conference, 4-1 though.
Yeah, well, you're always looking at San Diego State to be at the top of the list because they've contended for conference titles ever since the Mountain West became the Mountain West. Lost 2 of the last 4 games, and on the flip side for Colorado State, they've won their last 3. It's a different beast coming into Viejas, where they've been dominant, have the Aztecs over the years.
San Diego State is still a very talented but young team. Miles Bird, kind of their leader, just a sophomore.
Yeah, you want to see growth in a player's game year to year, and Miles Bird is a great example of that. Was in the rotation last year, but wasn't necessarily a go-to guy. This year leads them in scoring, one of the best 3-level scorers in the entire West Coast. 2 games ago, career high 22 on the road at Boise State.
Nico Medved has had a really nice run. There's no David Roddy here. Isaiah Stevens is gone. But Nick Clifford is blossoming into a really good player.
Very similar for Miles Bird with San Diego State. Was in the rotation, wasn't looked upon as a scorer a season ago. He's showing that scoring ability this year, but he's also showing the fact that he can rebound the basketball. Nearly 10 a game, and he might be the best defender in the entire Mountain West.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Colorado State has opened the Mountain West, winning 4 of 5. San Diego State still singing from Saturday.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Always fun. If you're the home team, this is not a fun place if you are a visiting team. Colorado State has won here, though. These are your starting lineups. We talked about Nick Clifford, Jalen Lake, and Kyan Evans are playing really well in the backcourt for Colorado State. You heard, I believe it was Wally that said B.J. Davis got to get going. He has scuffled a little bit of late. Series history, here we go. 97 all-time meetings, 52-44 San Diego State. They've won 12 of the last 15. Dan Dickow, what type of game, tempo-wise, we going to see?
Well, both teams' plans will be opportunistic getting out in transition, but they're good at executing the half court in different ways. Defensively, it will be a physical matchup, though. Any game San Diego State's involved in, expect it to be that way.
All right, they jumped it up. The clock started, and then re-jumping it, they had to reset the clock at 20. You never know when you're going to need that 1 second, Dan Dickow. Here we go, first possession. San Diego State 10-4, 3-2. They're averaging 72 points a game. They're not a good shooting team right now. This is Magoon Quaff, the big redshirt freshman. And there goes Miles Bird with the miss and the rebound outlet. And Clifford already in transition. That's a 3. That's Lake, and it rims out. Colorado State will get out and run if they have the opportunity.
Both teams are very opportunistic in transition, as mentioned. They try to establish the interior low post play, but they're more focused on scoring with their backcourts.
Jared Coleman-Jones, an air ball of a 3. Evans and Lake in the backcourt. Clifford is a big guard at 6'6". That's Lake in traffic. Bemba into the corner, and that's Crocker Johnson. Lake straight on 3. Got it.
Second chance opportunities. Clifford averages almost 10 rebounds a game on the year. The majority of those are on the defensive end of the floor, but he's able to sneak in there and back tap the ball to an open Lake at the top of the key.
Students are not back on campus yet. Still, this is a sellout. That's a difficult shot. And B.J. Davis makes it. That's a good sign for San Diego State.
That is a good sign. He has struggled as of late, but he's made strides from freshman to sophomore year. In particular, early in the season, before he was up on scouting reports, in a 3-game stretch, Gonzaga, Creighton, Oregon, 15, 18, and 18 points.
Bemba whips it out to Evans. Colorado State always, under Nico Medved, has moved the ball and moved it well. Clifford, this is a good defense. Shot clock is down. Lake has to force a 3, and never hit iron. Nico Medved, 2 NCAA tournaments in the last 3 years, 4 20-win seasons in his 6 years at Colorado State, and an NIT semifinal trip to New York as well. This is his 7th season, and of course last year, NCAA tournament, they beat Virginia in the first 4 and then lost to Texas in the first round. Clifford got a hand on that. Bird recovers and scores with the left hand. San Diego State in practice today worked on really defending the ball hard at the start of possessions, attacking whoever has that ball. Of course, Brian Dutcher's team always is great defensively. They are one of the nation's very, very best. They lead the Mountain West in every defensive metric. They're 2nd in the nation in field goal percentage defense, 8th in the nation in 3-point defense. That's a corner 3, and that's good. Jalen Lake has hit a couple, and Colorado State is on top 6-4.
Good execution on baseline out of bounds. That's one of the things Colorado State does so well under Nico Medved. They will execute not only in the half court with their spacing, their timing, angles of screens, but they also carry it over the sideline and baseline out of bounds.
Where will San Diego State get their points tonight? Maybe it's Bird. Oh, Clifford had a block. He's whistled for a foul. And that's free throws coming up for Miles Bird.
A terrific job from Lake to set up his defender, leaning one way. Bemba, the good screen, but too many players coming off of screens receiving a pass aren't ready. They don't check their inside shoulder to see where the defender's at. Their feet aren't ready on the catch. Their hands aren't ready. Lake, that was perfect shot preparation.
You brought up a good point. A lot of people judge that on the screener, and if it's successful, they say that's a great screen. But as you pointed out, and you did a lot of running on screens in the NBA and in college, if you set it up and you get right on up against that screen, then you're really going to have an opportunity to shoot it.
Well, it goes to both players. You got to work hand in hand. You have to set up your defender to get hit by the screen. The screener has to find the proper angle to set that screen, and you come together to not allow the defender to get through.
One of the best defenders in the West is Miles Bird. A steal, but he missed the layup. And we're all tied at 6. Evans penetrates, kicks, corner 3. Yes! It's a 3, and that's Jalen Crocker Johnson. The Rams like to shoot threes, 32% on the season from distance.
Well, the thing I like about that possession is dribble penetration, kick, and then the extra pass to the shooter, Crocker Johnson, in the corner.
You saw those numbers pop up. Colorado State's 3 of 6 from distance. That's all their shots. They haven't taken a 2-pointer yet. And a sub coming in. Nick Boyd will come out. Wayne McKinney is in. So you got McKinney and B.J. Davis in the backcourt. Boyd, the transfer from FAU. Had 7 points at New Mexico. McKinney, the transfer from just across the canyon, so to speak, at San Diego. He played for Steve Lavin for a few years there. And another air ball. And here comes Colorado State. Evans really has grown. The sophomore sweeps it up and in. He's made progress with every game he's played this year.
He's really coming into his own as of the last 6 games, 5 of those in double figures. There you see the changing of speeds from Evans. Last year, Nico Medved loved his potential, but it was difficult to find him consistent minutes because they had such a good point guard in Isaiah Stevens.
And he was kind of the understudy. That's a nice, strong move by Wayne McKinney. He's not a three-point threat. He's a two-point threat, though. He gets in the paint, he can score. Bamba, that's a big man going down the lane, and that's a block. Not a popular call in San Diego. Hot start for the Rams.
Make the proper read. Kick to the open shooter. Crocker Johnson knocks it down for the Rams. Evans in transition. Gets the defender to fall asleep. Explodes to the scoop.
Colorado State on the road, and on top, Dan Dickau's keys to the game.
Well, for Colorado State, you got to take care of the ball. That's paramount because of San Diego State's pressure, and have a big night for Evans. So far, I like what I'm seeing out of him. For the Aztecs, hit your threes. They are 0 for 1 as of now, and Magoon Guath needs to continue to step up. A freshman that's ultra talented.
As an addendum to that, one thing Brian Dutcher told us today at practice is he's really preached to his guards these last few days. Play after the play. Translate that.
Well, it essentially means most teams come down, you run an initial offensive set with directives to get the ball, maybe one. There might be a secondary option out of that. But a good defense is a lot of times going to take one of those two away. It's what you do as an offense after the play that can create confusion and an opportunity.
A three from the corner. That was Nick Clifford. And here comes San Diego State. Nick Boyd back in the ball game, along with McKinney. Trying to feed the post. Guath is down there. And that was Jalen Crocker Johnson, the transfer from Arkansas Little Rock. Colorado State starts 3 sophomores. San Diego State starts a redshirt freshman and a pair of sophomores. So there's youth on both sides here. You got Taj DeGorville, one of the freshmen off the bench for San Diego State. Man, he can get in. He's not real big. 6 feet tall, if that. But somehow he gets points in the paint.
Well, he's very aggressive. He's always been that way. Going to his time at University of San Diego. Reminds you a little bit of Darion Trammell, who spent the last couple of years here, was part of that Final Four team.
Clifford walks.
Create some extra space off the spin move. Extend to the finish. Help side. Because they were spaced, help side could not get there in time to converge and contest on McKinney's layup.
Play after the play.
Yes.
And the guards creating there. Bloth out high. DeGorville kind of get it to the low post down low, and it's knocked out of bounds. It stays San Diego State ball.
I like the idea from DeGorville there. Colorado State switches. Guath is going to have that mismatch, but if you don't have the angle to throw that lob, keep your dribble, improve your angle, and then take advantage of the switch and mismatch.
DeGorville's buddy Farrell Compton, also a freshman out of Las Vegas, is in. There goes that man McKinney, and the follow is by Compton.
That's where he's at his best. Activity on the offensive glass. His game will grow and his skill set over his time here at San Diego State, but that right there is how he can impact the game right now.
Keyshawn Williams, Kyle Jorgensen, Bowen Bourne off the bench right now. Good rotation there. This is Williams, and he misses a three. But he got the two Las Vegas freshmen. Boyd driving. Miles Heide in the ball game as well. He's a sophomore for San Diego State. Aztecs up by 1. Compton 6'8", 245, and a lefty.
Well, I said other parts of his game are going to grow, but with their player development here at San Diego State, maybe it's growing a little faster than I expected. Terrific move on the low block there from Compton.
This is Jorgensen. That's a long three, and it bangs off the backboard from Bowen Bourne. It's an 8-0 run, and free throws coming for Compton.
You want an immediate spark off your freshman, Farrell Compton, when he checks into the game. Activity on the offensive glass, the early putback, good post presence, and the jump hook to the middle over the right shoulder.
They had only 3 of those in the pit at New Mexico, offensive rebounds. That was a real, and when you look at the box score of that game, initially it's like it's a misprint.
I thought it was a typo.
How does San Diego State go minus 16 on the boards? That never happens. How do they give up 18 offensive rebounds? That never happens.
Well, first off, I think you have to give New Mexico a ton of credit. They played extremely well. They've started off Mountain West play, but you're right. San Diego State, as aggressive as they play, knowing they're not necessarily a great shooting team, you would expect them to get more than 3 offensive rebounds.
Ooh, Nate Clifford from way out, shooting 36% from distance, ties the game at 14. Brian Dutcher had just wonderful things to say about New Mexico and how good they were. He said that is a really, really good team.
Well, and it starts with Donovan Dent. He doesn't get a lot of attention nationally, but he can score it and finish at the rim. He's a terrific passer. He competes on the defensive end.
Boyd misses the corner 3. 14 apiece here. Nico Medved has said, I love the paint and I like threes. So he'd rather see the ball in the paint first and then look threes. And tonight they've hit 4 of 10, and they've had only 1 shot inside the 3-point line.
It's not ideal, but he also coaches his ball club to take the good shot that presents itself. They run a very patient, deliberate offense with a lot of cutting, great spacing.
That's Clifford, and he's fouled. He'll get a free throw. Colorado State now up 2, a chance to go up 3.
Well, Clifford back cut, stops when he recognizes the smaller defender, turns it into a post-up. Boyd whistled for the foul. When we come back, Clifford will be at the line to finish it as a 3-point play.
Said this earlier, this is a team that's kind of sneaking up on people in the Mountain West. They didn't have a great non-conference. They're 4-1, and they're off to a good start tonight.
Well, a lot of that great start tonight has been due to knocking down 4 3-pointers early in this game. And what I like about them is they come in different ways. Offensive rebound to kickouts, driving kicks to an open shooter. Neat Clifford in a pick and roll up top. Recognize defender goes under the screen. The automatic read is stop behind and knock it down.
They shoot more threes than anybody in the conference. 25 a game. They're 2nd in makes, 9th in percentage. So there's kind of like the Costco of offenses when it comes to shooting threes in bulk, and they assume if they can hit the boards enough, they'll get enough that they can make a difference on it. They're shooting the ball better as things have gone along, and they're really good at the free throw line, 78% as a team. And this guy's just a nightmare. He's a 6'6" guard who is strong, and it's tough to know what to guard him with. Do you use a 2? Do you use a 3? Because both of those are kind of mismatches on Clifford's advantage. on the drive. And Ethan Morton, the transfer from Purdue, picks up his first personal.
He's been a terrific addition. Hasn't scored it or shot it the way that maybe he's capable of, but does all of the little things that impact winning.
And he fouls Guath. We're trying to body him in. That's a mismatch in terms of size. Morton 6'7", 215. Now Guath doesn't have a lot of bulk. He's listed right around 200 pounds at 7 feet tall. The ceiling for him is figuratively and literally very high.
He was here a season ago as a redshirt, and the staff told us that they had high hopes. He's just scratching the surface of what he could become. Game earlier this year against Fresno State, 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks. But they need him to figure out the consistent level of effort that's necessary.
Wayne McKinney has been the best scorer for San Diego State in this one. Hits that jumper, and it's 16 apiece. McKinney's 3 of 4 from the field. Bemba back in. Bourne driving. Kick out. Williams had the 3. Gets to the paint and is smoked. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Looked like Miles Heide. Guath was right behind him.
Well, if Heide didn't get that one, Guath was waiting in the wings. Guath, 4th in the country in blocks per game. Lewis, terrific attack. But you got to get into the body of the shot blocker to get that off.
So you got to get this shot off quickly. Bemba does, launches, and it's tipped and kept alive. Guath lost it, and Colorado State's going to get the possession back.
And that right there is exactly what Ethan Morton does. He sneaks in on the offensive glass, gets a finger on it, ends up going off Guath. Oh, 1 second look. It looks like it should have been San Diego State basketball.
That's a break for Colorado State, and no review, obviously, until under 2. Williams cut off, kicked, good rotation. Lake drives, floater, and he missed it. Here comes Bird. In transition, McKinney's the hot hand. He's only hit 11 threes. Guath can shoot the 3. And he can make some as well. He's 8 of 22 now on the season. Crocker Johnson put his foot back and stepped out of bounds.
Those are the turnovers that coaches get frustrated at and watching film. The court is 94 by 58. You have to know where you're at all times.
Good. A little stir in the crowd because Kimo Ferrari was a San Diego guy. The transfer from Brown University is in this game. And this is not a spot in a game where he usually comes in. He's a really good three-point shooter.
Yeah, terrific three-point shooter at Brown.
And Bird buries a 3. That's Ferrari defending on Evans. Clifford's driving right at Heide. Got it up. Tipped around. And San Diego State has it. Crowd's not been a factor yet, but they're aching to get into this one. McKinney. That's a held ball. Colorado State has the possession arrow.
McKinney finds the open Bird, who's again ready on the catch. Makes such a difference because as Evans, the defender, closes out, if Bird's not ready, that shot's not able to get off in time.
First turnover for San Diego State. Nick Boyd's back in. Miles Bird has made a big jump from last year. 14 minutes a game, just 4 points. He's like almost the man out there right now. Their best defender and a very good offensive weapon as well. Here's a look at Ferrari. Timo Ferrari on senior night at Brown. He went for 39. He was 10 of 12 from 3 and 14 of 15 from the field overall. And he's transferred back home. He's had spot duty this year. Hasn't played a whole lot. Bemba, he's got the smaller guy on him. The double comes, rotates it. That's a walk and a turnover.
But if you're Colorado State and Bemba in that situation, you've got the switch. Slow down, recognize it. Instead, he put the ball on the deck too soon on the catch. Never forced or read Guath was in rotation. And then on that skip, Crocker Johnson, the same thing. His feet weren't ready.
All right, they've run the offense. This is what he means by play after the play. And they create something. Bird, 3, it's short. And that, I don't think, is what Brian Dutcher had in mind. Bemba banging in low. Bird's got the height to guard him. Maybe not the bulk, and he knocks it loose. Colorado State gets it back. Great no-look pass by Evans, and Bemba cleans it up. Heidi, corner, there's Ferrari. That's what he does. He makes threes.
That is what he does. Understands his role, comes in ready to execute. And you get 3, got this crowd going.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd loves him. That's a nice look inside. Lake with the finish. And an answer from Colorado State. You got Wayne McKinney, who was a Coronado kid, played at San Diego, transferred in here, and you got Ferrari, who came back after 4 years at Brown to finish here. Boyd driving. He's fouled. He hadn't played a lot this year. Brian Dutcher felt he needed a three-point threat.
You get your opportunity, make the most. Spaced in the corner, catch and shoot, knock it.
22-20, San Diego State at home and on top. CBS Sports Network. Tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, we start the A10, A10 Mountain West mixer with Dayton and George Mason, Rhode Island, Loyola, Chicago. And then number 22, Utah State and UNLV at 11 Eastern. That's here on CBS Sports Network. Utah State, of course, tied with New Mexico at 6-0. They both have a really nice resume building. Good road wins for Utah State. Good wins for New Mexico, beating UCLA, USC, and of course, New Mexico beat San Diego State, clobbered them really in the pit on Saturday.
Yeah, this Mountain West, you haven't had a chance to really dive in over the last few years and watch this league. It's a very balanced league. It is a league where it's very hard to get road wins, and you know, I think it's a little bit of a surprise. Utah State and New Mexico are tied at the top, and they still don't play each other until February 1st, that game being in Logan, and then February 6th is the rematch in Albuquerque.
Okay. So it sounds like there was a 2 that they turned into a 3.
Yeah.
It was McKinney's. So it went from a 2 to a 3. And that's pretty clear. It was in front of the official. He didn't have a great look at it there, but obviously they can review that on a stoppage. And you got Nick Boyd coming to the line. Nick Boyd in the semifinals, in the Final Four, back in 2023, had 12 points, 3 assists. But it wasn't enough as San Diego State beat his FAU team. There's the Lamont Butler shot at the end. Boyd had a terrific run at FAU. arrives here with 2 years of eligibility, so he'll have another year after this one. The lead is stretched to 4. That's a little too strong from Bemba.
Well, too strong from Bemba, but you have to give Coleman Jones of San Diego State credit. He's doing exactly what Brian Dutcher talked about at Shura. Pressure the basketball. Don't allow them to quickly get the ball popping so that they can see all their options.
Actually, the way he said it was, we're going to guard the bleep out of the ball. Whoever's
I didn't want to say that, but yes.
Early in the possession. This is good defense right now by Colorado State. Late clock. Boyd takes a peek, starts his drive, backs up, throws it inside, and it's dropped, picked up, and the clock expires. That's a great example, right, of make the play after the play. Once you run your offense and nothing happens, can you make a play?
Yeah, I mean, Nick Boyd had a couple opportunities. You've got to understand, shot clock going down, you know, Coleman Jones isn't prepared for it. Coleman Jones doesn't necessarily have the best hands to catch and finish with the shot clock winding down. Sometimes a bad shot is better than a turnover. Ball gets up on the rim. You might have offensive rebounding position.
That's something you lived by at Gonzaga, by the way.
Yeah, but I like to think that I never took a bad shot because I always thought they were going in.
You just took shots.
Yes.
You didn't differentiate between good or bad.
Exactly.
That was a misled shot. That was an air ball. Nico Medved and Brian Dutcher both started their careers as assistants at the University of Minnesota. Not together. Dutcher's older. And of course, Dutcher's dad was a head coach there. They both had kind of a similar roots as Minnesota natives. Gorville with a long three and a crashing bird inside with a couple guys. The bottom of the pile was Pharaoh Compton. He's going to get free throws. That's not necessarily good news for San Diego State because Compton has really struggled at the free throw line. Ethan Morton picks up his third personal, by the way. And we got 6 minutes left in the first half.
Extremely active, but you know, when you're tasked with blocking out, in particular Compton on the offensive glass, you can be put in situations where you may be whistled for a foul. And that's, as you mentioned, his third in about 5 minutes of game action.
Compton is 11 of 27 this year now from the line. And that was a front end of 1-1. Jorgensen's back in for Colorado State. So is Keyshawn Williams. Clifford stops. Williams a three. Clifford up to get it. Taken back by Compton. To Gorville. Trail three. Bird. Got it!
No hesitation on the catch from Miles Bird. Nico Medved wants to talk it over.
Biggest lead of this first half for Miles Bird and San Diego State.
When the temperature drops, you've got two choices. Close your eyes and think warm thoughts, or open your eyes and get out here. There's only one vehicle lineup that embraces everything the cold has to offer. The official vehicles of winter. Jeep, there's only one.
Right now, during the Jeep Start Something New sales event, get $7,500 total bonus cash allowance on 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland and Summit models. See your local Jeep brand dealer today.
27-20. San Diego State on a nice run here. Colorado State hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. And Miles Bird is hot from deep.
To Gorville, a nice job recognizing the trailing Bird would have an opportunity, and that was from deep. 6-7 feet behind the line. He likes it. The crowd likes it. Nico Medved didn't like it, which is why he called a timeout.
Colorado State had a quick start in this one. San Diego State caught him, and now they're up 7. Evans. This is Clifford, and he's fouled out high by Compton.
Well, that's a youth foul right there from Farrell Compton. Clifford, experienced, recognizes that Compton probably can't slide his feet, keep him in front. Attacks at an angle where puts the foul pressure on Compton, ultimately leading to that call.
Lake off the screen. Jorgensen. And that's Lake. A Lake clock 3, and he hits it. Now Jalen Lake has hit 3 threes, and he leads Colorado State with 11 points. Lead is down to 4. McKinney's back in. He's had a nice night. He's got 7. He's lucky to get that ball back. To Gorville. Long rebound. And here come the Rams. Lincoln Evans. Tied loose by Guap.
He wanted to shoot it.
Bird from the logo. Yes! Now it's a long logo, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it is.
But still, he was eyeing that thing from about 26, 27 feet. Clifford, a nice move, but no finish. And the rebound to Coleman Jones.
This is an important last 3.5 minutes or so for Colorado State. They've lost Bird now on a couple possessions, allowing him to knock down a couple threes. Don't want this lead to get stretched out to double figures going into halftime.
DeGorville trying to score, missed it there. And it's knocked out of bounds. 3-point shots. That's the theme of the night so far.
It has been. Started off hot for Colorado State. Jalen Lake knocking down his third. And if you're not going to guard Miles Bird, he's just going to walk right into one from straight away.
7-point lead for San Diego State. Miles Bird known for his great defense. He's got 3 steals. But he's also got 13 points tonight.
Yeah, 2 games ago at Boise State at a career-high 22. He's becoming very comfortable here in Mountain West play. 13 on the night. And the thing I like about it is he's ready on each catch. He's decisive. Defense is there. Creates an angle, creates some separation, and then shoots it with confidence. 3 for 4 from beyond the arc to start this game.
Bird, a sophomore out of Stockton, California. It was tough for guys like B.J. Davis and Bird to get minutes last year. Of course, Lamont Butler, Micah Parrish.
Reese Waters, who's yet to play this year, trying to get healthy.
They miss him.
Yes.
The veteran guy, averaged 10 a game. Now let's see what the Rams can do out of this timeout. Bemba screen for Clifford. A short roll. Bourne, not a good pass. That's what Bird does. Oh!
That is a heck of a finish from Miles Bird off that steal. Neat Clifford tried to time it, couldn't get there.
You said this was a danger zone for Colorado State. It sure is. They're down 11 now. Or excuse me, down 9. Math is hard. Bourne. This is Crocker Johnson with a 3, and that's a miss there. 2.5 minutes left. Here comes Bird off the screen. Shot clock down. McKinney falling away, a line drive jumper. 2 minutes left. First half. Colorado State built their lead with 3s. That's kind of dried up. Crocker Johnson. No whistle and a bucket.
A good no call from the official. In that back down game on that low block, sometimes the defender will try to time it and take a dive, draw a foul. Miles Byrd didn't sell the official on that one.
Yeah, not sure you could sell that to Brian Dutcher either.
No, he doesn't like that.
We'll be back right after this. 32-25.
Taxes was waiting and wondering and worrying. Now Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who does everything for you. Who can do your taxes in a day. So you can get up to $4,000 instantly. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
Lead is 7 now. This is a Miles Byrd segment here. First, the steal. He does that so well. And the dunk. He does that so well.
Gets into the passing lanes. Reads the opponent's eyes. The flush with Clifford trying to meet him at the rim. Defensively, that's a good no call in my eyes from the official. Tries to stand him up, and then the bigger, stronger Jalen Crocker-Johnson gets to a scoring position, and then on that next contact, Byrd tries to draw the foul.
San Diego State with the ball and a 7-point lead at home after losing Saturday at New Mexico. New Mexico 6-0, tied with Utah State atop the Mountain West. Colorado State comes into this one at 4-1. There's a lot of basketball here tonight. AT&T at the half. Going to show a lot of the highlights. Brent Stover, Wally Zerbiak, Roy Hibbert, Gary Parrish. Inside college basketball. All coming up. AT&T at the half. This is Clifford rising and missed it. Crocker-Johnson with an offensive rebound. That really hurt San Diego State at New Mexico. They gave up 18 offensive rebounds.
It's the story of this possession. Gloth doesn't turn and make contact with Crocker-Johnson. He just turns to go to the rim. A lot of times as a 7-footer, you're able to get away with it. But on a long rebound and with an opponent as aggressive as Crocker-Johnson, that time it didn't fall in his favor.
Crocker-Johnson coming off a really nice 20-point game against Fresno State. He's a guy that can play the 3, the 4, or the 5. So he's a really versatile big. It's 6'8", 230. And Colorado State, when it looked like it was getting away, is now within 5 now with a minute left. First half. Boyd takes the screen. Down goes Lake. Boyd to the corner. Davis missed the shot, blocked the rebound. Fresh 20 on the clock. Now Glock goes to work. Little jump hook. And Colorado State has the rebound. And a half-minute left in this first half. Chance to cut within 3 or 2. Six-second differential. Game to shot clock. Clifford against Byrd. That's a really good defender, and he gets inside him and scores and gets a free throw. I mean, there may not be a better on-ball guy in the conference than Miles Byrd. And Clifford, strong man, got inside and scored.
Just isolated up top. Clifford on Byrd. Rock or dribble left to right. And then the attack, good finish, but you got to give Bemba credit because he tried to work his way to a seal where it almost looked as if Heidi bumped into Byrd a little bit, so he didn't have an angle to get back in front.
Missed the shot, 6 to go. Final moments, first half. Davis, oh, he banks one in.
Well, that's the way to the end of the half if you're San Diego State. After struggling the final couple possessions, B.J. Davis drills a pull-up off the glass.
Whatever works. And B.J. Davis, instead of a real tight one, the three makes it a 6-point halftime lead for San Diego State. Rams got off to a quick start shooting threes. Aztecs made a run, and it's a 6-point lead at the half. Stay tuned, AT&T at the half after these messages. It was a fun first half, and it was kind of a half of runs. Started with Colorado State hitting a bunch of threes, and then San Diego State put it in gear.
Yeah, I thought San Diego State was going to pull away late in that first half, but a nice run at the end was thwarted, though, by a B.J. Davis deep three off the glass with a few seconds left.
All right, let's start with Miles Byrd, because defensively and offensively, he was the guy for San Diego State.
Well, there's no questioning his length and his athleticism, but he's starting to understand the game now, finding open areas, whether it's ghosting a pick and roll up top, reading the defense when they miscommunicate a switch, and this is classic Miles Byrd. Get out in the fast lanes, get a steal, and then pop one over the top.
Jalen Lake is coming of age, isn't he?
Oh, he's an opportunistic scorer. Offensive rebounds, getting in the line of sight of the player who corrals it, coming off a baseline out of bounds, setting up angles to create a catch and shoot, and then getting in the vision. Terrific first half, especially early from him.
All right, so numbers here. Both teams shot the three pretty well. Rebounding was a problem for San Diego State on Saturday in the pit. Seems like they've been a little bit better. The bench points, 14 zap for San Diego State. Here we go. Second half, Aztecs get to 4-2. Colorado State, to get this road win, they'd be 5-1 in conference. Pounded into Coleman Jones, turnaround, too strong, offensive rebound. B.J. Davis, and he bounces it right between the legs. Loses at San Jose State by a point. That's a long three by Clifford, and he missed it.
It's not a huge shocker if you follow this league close. I mean, you would just to look at their record. San Jose State 1-5 going in.
That's Nick Boyd. That foul on the move to the bucket, and this is going to count. He'll get a free throw.
Lake can't stay in front. Boyd creates the contact, soft over the top off the glass. Nice finish. But to finish my thought on San Jose State, you know, go into that game at 1-5, but they've all been close losses. Tim Miles used to be the head coach at Colorado State before going to Nebraska. Back at San Jose State, he knows this league as well as anybody, and he understands some of the adjustments that need to be made to put his team in position to have success.
Now, they gave Boise State a scare in San Jose last week. So it's good to see Tim Miles get the win. That means Utah State sits alone, undefeated at 6-0 atop the conference. Clifford spinning in the lane. That's a really nice move. That's why he's drawn the interest of a lot of NBA scouts. There's a 6'6" guard who can defend, who can rebound.
This guy length, positional size is something they always look at. Versatile defender, and he can rebound for his position.
So that's not a surprise. Cardenas played that terrific game in the loss at Utah State. Spartans beat the Lobos by a point, and that was not an easy win, even though Trey Coleman had 18 points, 9 rebounds. Air Force gave them all they could ask for. Air Force on the road loses by 6 at Nevada.
Yeah, Air Force, they just play such a patient, deliberate style on offense. And if you're not keyed in and locked in on your philosophies and how you want to guard their actions, whether it's split actions, back cuts, you could be in for a long night.
B.J. Davis with a free throw there. Davis now with 7 points. And the lead is back to 9. It equals the biggest they've had. It's knocked out of bounds. It stays with Colorado State. It's kind of well known that if you fall behind San Diego State by double digits, it's almost like you're down by, instead of 10, 15 or so, with the defense that they have.
9-1 on the season when they're up at the half, and you're right. When they get in double-digit lead territory, because of their defense and how difficult it is to score on them, many times is good night.
Clifford missed the 3. Bemba, offensive rebound, kick back out. Corner 3, this is Evans. He misses it.
What a rebound there from Bird.
That's a corner 3 and a miss. That one surprise, though, a big lead. I believe it was about 16, 18 points over Utah State. Utah State came back and won on this floor against San Diego State. It took a 3-point shot at the end.
We haven't really touched on Utah State. They play such a unique style in this league. You know, when you look across the Mountain West, I kind of consider it a mini version of the Big Ten, where it's a little bit slower, but it's very physical defensively. Many teams try to copycat the style of San Diego State, who's been successful as Bird knocks down another 3. But Utah State plays exclusively zone. They'll change their alignments. They'll trap out of it. It's difficult to prepare for.
This the biggest lead, and Bird is dominating right now on the boards, on the scoreboard, defensively, had 4 steals in the first half. I would think if the NBA scouts came to watch Clifford, they're getting an eyeful of Bird right now.
Well, Clifford is on most NBA draft boards. There are a number of front office personnel scouts here tonight, but when you're a player like Miles Bird who's getting a chance to play big minutes, you want to put your best foot forward every night. I think one of the things many times that the average fan overlooks is, oh, he's got potential, he's an NBA player. Well, best players in the world perform every night, and you have to learn how to be counted on and be consistent for your team.
Just a sophomore. So the lead is 12. And we'll see if Colorado State has a run in them here in the second half. They share the ball extremely well. One of the best passing teams in the conference, and Clifford rolls in a hook.
Good execution, baseline out of bounds. Throw it up top, and then kind of a little down screen to a curl as you vacate that weak side. Great execution.
Pick and roll and dunk. Guap. Bird gets the assist. Lead is back to 12. Evans delivers. Bemba trying to muscle it in. And a foul on San Diego State.
Beautiful execution on the pick and roll. Bird stretches the defender A little confusion between Morton and Clifford. Guath, it's a free lane to the rim. Lake nowhere to be found. That wouldn't have been a fair fight at the rim anyways. Guath and Lake with Guath's length.
Bemba, the sophomore, his practice time has been limited somewhat with a hip issue in the summer and the fall. He had a terrific game against UNLV. They blew out the Running Rebels. And he had 22 in just 25 minutes. 4 minutes in here. San Diego State stretched their lead. Now up 11. Guath, shot fake, rises, and he'll get free throws.
It was such a good pick and roll with execution. We wanted to take another look. Bird finds Guath. You're late. That's a problem. San Diego State beginning to pull away.
This has been a fun night to watch Miles Bird. He's done a lot of the things that he does so well. The steals, he's got 4 of those. The three-point shooting, he's got 4 of those. 18 points, no turnovers.
And the 0 turnovers is where you're seeing growth in his game, because he's had the confidence early in the season to try to make those plays. Now it's the confidence, the ability, the vision, and the execution where those plays such as that last pick and roll where he found Guath are coming full circle.
They missed him this early this year. Remember, he had an ankle injury.
Sprained his right ankle, missed 1 game, was severely limited against their home loss to Gonzaga. He tried to play, but he wasn't his normal athletic self. 0-5 from the field. Tweaked it the other night, but he looks fine here this evening.
Well, I'm not sure they're going to get Reese Waters back. He's been out all year, and they miss him. Stress fracture with his foot. 10 points a game last year. Clifford against Bird. It's a walk.
Little too much isolation basketball for Colorado State. They've gotten their good opportunities through movement, drive, kick actions.
Dick Boyd back in the game, along with Bird in the backcourt. B.J. Davis, they'd like to see him hunt more shots. And he hunts that one, and the rim's out. This could be a held ball, and a possession arrow to Colorado State. The Rams, of course, last year were 25-11, 10-8. They tied for 6th with New Mexico, but no worries. There were 6 teams from the Mountain West that made the tournament. New Mexico essentially made the tournament by winning the Mountain West tournament. Bird again, that's 5 steals from him. That's a 3. And he missed it. He's human.
You play the way that he's playing tonight.
Oh, Evans.
Got some freedom.
Nice move. Got it up and over. And Colorado State down 10. So, I mean, you go back to last year with Colorado State. Obviously, Isaiah Stevens was the headliner, but there were some other really solid contributors with Scott, Cartier, Strong, and Palmer. It was this has been somewhat of a reload for Nico Medved. He's got some really good young players. Evans, of course, kind of the best of the young ones. Bemba's a sophomore. Crocker Johnson's a sophomore. Clifford, the transfer from Colorado. That's a 3, and it's just short. They hit 4 early threes in the first half, but since then, it's been a slog. They're 6 of 21.
It's your typical San Diego State defensive effort. After those initial threes you talked about, they have been there on every catch they've contested.
Bird comes out. McKinney is in. Taj DeGorville also in for San Diego State. Miles Heide there as well. McKinney had a nice first half, 7 points. Davis has got 7. Of course, Bird the big night. That's a foul. Second quick foul on Bowen Bourne, a transfer from Northern Iowa.
Fouls are starting to rack up for both of these teams. 5 here, just over 6 minutes in. This could become a free throw shooting contest at this pace.
Boyd crosses over, rises up, and the lefty misses it. Clifford the rebound. Outlet. On the move is Williams. Strong boot blocked. That's Guath. 41 blocks. 4th in the nation. Long 3. McKinney missed it. And a rebound and a foul. And it's on Clifford.
Good attack from Lewis, but you got to understand backflow of the defense, especially with someone the length of Guath.
Boyd around the screen, back to Heide, snipes his way through. Never got it up on the rim. DeGorville takes the 3. Rims out. Guath. Magoon Guath, the pride of Euless, Texas. Clifford isolated, and Boyd fouled him.
DeGorville's 3 did everything but go in. You saw all 360 degrees of the iron, but good activity from Guath. Finish over the top, not with the dunk, but I think he only had to elevate about 2 inches off the ground with his length.
Compton, Coleman, Jones, and Bird back in for the Aztecs. Clifford got it up. Williams ran it down. Drives it, kicks it. Jorgensen missed it. Bird. Ran in a little deep there, lost his dribble. There's the 2 freshmen, Compton to DeGorville. He missed it. Colorado State has had opportunities. They just can't hit shots right now. Coleman takes a 3. Or brother Clifford takes the 3 and missed it. Williams. Colorado State getting offensive rebounds right now. Williams had that shot blocked. Is that Bird?
That's an extra effort from McKinney. Get that ball before it went out of bounds.
Long 3.
Oh! When it's your night, it's your night. But I'll be honest, Rich, I don't think he called bank. That was about 12 feet. Niko Medved sitting here in front of us. He just looks up with a smile on his face like some things you just can't control.
One shy of a career high, 21 for Bird. And this is the biggest lead of the game for San Diego State. McKinney, man, he gets inside, he gets to the rim, and he finishes. Bird is the word tonight.
What more can you say? He has stepped up in a big way. Little shrug of the shoulders. What more could you ask for? He's on fire.
54-37, San Diego State on top of Colorado State. Still halfway to go in the second half here. Aztecs back in action, and right here at Viejas on Saturday on CBS Sports Network. They'll host the Running Rebels of UNLV. It's an 8 Eastern tip. Didon Thomas and the Rebels. It's kind of been an uneven season for the Running Rebels. Not for Thomas, though. His number is still pretty solid.
Well, they had a surprise finish of 4th a season ago. The Boone brothers departed with their eligibility expiring, but they've been hit with some injuries. Robert Whaley Jr. looks as if he may be out for the season, which would really help Didon Thomas Jr. give him another guy to be able to make plays for. But he's doing as much as he can. We talked about the growth in Bird's game, in Kyan Evans' game. Didon Thomas is continuing to improve himself.
Colorado State had a lead in the first half, and they used the 3-point shot to get it. They're 1 of 8 here in the second half from distance. And a foul there. 10:32 left in this ballgame. Cue the music, blow the whistle. 54-37, San Diego State back after this.
This whole 15 minutes thing, that came from me. My first idea was, in 1/4 of an hour, your savings will tower. But that's not catchy. So I thought, 15 minutes, 15%. Serendipity.
Geico.
Thanks.
What'd you get?
Oh, I got another double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double hot, double calf, double sweet. Hey, did you know that Discover doubles your cash back at the end of the first year?
You are cut off.
You earn, we match.
Debbie.
Unlimited cashback match.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen again.
Voltaren for long-lasting arthritis pain relief.
At Harbor Freight, we do business differently from the other guys. We design and test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman, just quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love.
New Degree Whole Body Deodorant for all-day odor protection. Degree, it won't let you down.
Fire it up, Randy!
That's how you make it. Like it never even happened, happen.
Serve Pro.
See you tomorrow.
54-37, San Diego State on top of Colorado State. All right, this run by San Diego State has been impressive, and everyone's contributed.
Well, Miles Bird's been the headliner throughout, but this run has gotten production and plays from a number of other players. Nick Boyd, Magoon Guath off the roll. And don't forget about the San Diego native, Wayne McKinney III.
AT&T gives us a game summary. 3 of 6 is how Colorado State started out from distance. And you can see what's happened since. They're now 6 of 23.
Well, a lot of times that is what happens against the San Diego State team. If you hit a couple early, it's almost like fool's gold. You keep going to it, thinking that it's going to stay there. But San Diego State doesn't change how they guard the three-point line.
It's like they get angry at you.
Yeah.
So you can't do that here. Evans missing a free throw.
What a night for Bird, though. 1 shy of a career high. 6 steals. Colorado State don't play a lot of zone, but they've gone to it here.
Corville in the middle of the zone. Goes right to the bucket, missed it. Clifford ahead. Evans waiting for trailers. Hard to get through the middle without San Diego State getting a hand on the ball. Evans got the three.
Big shot. Second three of the evening. Been fairly quiet. Defense makes a mistake on that pick and roll. He's able to make them pay.
Remember, San Diego State coughed up a big lead on this floor against Utah State and lost on a three-point shot. That is good ball movement and a dunk by Compton.
Find the middle of the zone, make the defense collapse, and then you've got a number of options from there. That time, short corner cut to the rim.
Clifford feeds the post. Shot clock at 10. Evans, another three, another bucket. So a couple threes from Kai and Evans.
Just as we were talking about it, drought from three for the Rams, back-to-back threes from Evans. Good recognition. He had Jared Coleman-Jones on the switch. Walking down into not being in the stance and then shoot it over the top.
Coleman-Jones, transfer from Middle Tennessee State. Good no look. Bemba blocked. Oh, he goes down. He's got that hip issue. I'm not sure if he was hit in the hip or somewhere else.
I prefer not to speculate, but we'll get another look at it. Fans at home can come to their own conclusion. Kind of got hit all over, actually, and landed awfully hard.
Bemba's really shot it well over the last 2.5 weeks. His field goal percentage has been right around 75%. Block is back in. Bemba out of Austria.
One thing that a lot of college coaches, with this ever-changing landscape of how to recruit with NIL, with the portal, many have found some hidden gems over in Europe.
Bird misses the three. Good rebound there by Davis. Block, bucket, and a foul. When this guy gets a year or two under his belt, he has some incredible athleticism.
Well, he's got good hands. He's got good touch. Clearly, he has length. You add some strength to that frame, and when I say strength, a lot of people think pounds and weight. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. The strength will come. The pounds will come in time, but it's the strength to be able to finish through contact, just as on that play.
9 points, 6 rebounds. For the redshirt freshman out of Eunice, Texas, Magoon block. Oh, Bird, that's another steal, and that's another dunk.
And that's a new career high, Rich. Terrific performance from the state of Stockton native tonight.
Colorado State answers with a bucket. It's Evans. 7 steals now for Miles Bird. So he's 3 steals away from a double-double the hard way.
At this point, we need to go through the game notes and see what a career high, game high for steals by an individual in the game is for this Aztec program.
Miles Bird is showing off tonight.
Doing it on both ends of the floor, the anticipation, and then the acceleration. And don't forget about the explosion to the rim.
Told you it'd be a fun night in the Mountain West. Miles Byrd hasn't disappointed. And how about San Jose State taking down New Mexico by a point up in San Jose to Miles? That's a nice win, and New Mexico's first loss in conference. They're 6-1. Of course, we saw Utah State the other night beat Boise State in one of the best games all year in all of college basketball up in Logan, Utah. And so Utah State now is 6-0 and all alone in first place. So Bird's got career highs in steals with 7, points with 23, and 3-point makes at 5. It's not easy to do. Have 3 career highs in one night.
With only 7.5 minutes left to go, as much as they play through him, I would expect him to have a few more opportunities. But what you love to see is his willingness to play both ends of the floor. And the one thing is, though, that's a non-negotiable at San Diego State. If you're not going to guard, you're not going to be recruited to play here.
Davis, good hustle. Stepped out of bounds as he deflected it. It's been a good night for B.J. Davis. He was disappointed with the way he played at New Mexico. He's defended. He scored. That's off of Clifford's foot. That would be a turnover.
Those are just the little things that Roth will continue to get better at. Positioning with defense and just having his hands active in passing lanes, understanding what the opponents are trying to do on their end of the offensive side of the floor, and just making it a problem.
Bird had the right idea. Guath got fouled on the catch. Actually, it was Compton who drew the contact. And that's Ethan Morton's 4th foul. Well, that's one thing that they're going to really work on, I would expect, in the offseason, is Farrell Compton's free throw shooting. He's 0 of 4, 0 of 5, and on the season, he is 11 of 29. Morton doesn't like the way that went down. The officials quickly in there to clean things up. And there's going to be a technical foul. And that's going on Taj de Gorville. Here's a look.
I mean, I get the technical foul on de Gorville. Once he realized Morton wasn't going to release the ball, that probably that's unsportsmanlike. But for both players, that possession's dead. Let go of the basketball.
There always seems to be a, I'm not going to let go until you let go. No, you let go.
It's true.
No, you let go.
It's that one-upsmanship.
I'm not letting go. $15-point San Diego State lead. Just under 7 minutes left. This was a close game most of the first half. And I think Evans was holding. Second personal. B.J. Davis, the Modesto product. Nico Medved. Rams have run into a pretty salty San Diego State team coming off that Saturday morning loss in Albuquerque. San Diego State has played all the greatest hits here tonight, right? The defense, Miles Byrd hitting the boards.
And the only thing that they really haven't maybe lived up to the billing on that side of the floor is block shots. Only 2 on the night. 1 for Guath, who's 4th in the country in blocks per game.
That's an offensive foul on Byrd, I believe. All right, so how do you turn the page on that disappointing game on Saturday? You shoot better from the field. You shoot better from 3. And you don't go minus 16 in the rebounding column.
All a recipe for success to get back in the win column, that's for sure. But every program kind of has their own style in regards to how they want to play to win. You look at Gonzaga, who I've been around for a number of years. They're based on the offensive end of the floor. Their defense has gotten better. San Diego State here on the West Coast, they've been a terrific defensive team for years, which keeps them in a lot of games when they struggle to score.
Well, we asked Brian Dutcher, well, how do you get going offensively? And he said, our guards got to score. And he said, I want B.J. Davis to look to score more. McKinney, we need him to finish more. Nick is going to start to score more, you'd hope. And they've done that tonight. And Miles Byrd obviously has been splendid.
And McKinney had a great stretch in that first half. Davis has been consistently good throughout the night. Boyd hasn't necessarily scored, but he's made good decisions. He's recognized that Bird's having a nice night. Let's get him involved.
And the other interesting thing, and we mentioned it in the first half, is Brian Dutcher wanted, after the initial offensive action, for guys to just play basketball and make plays offensively instead of staying inside the play and keep running it and not knowing what to do after they didn't get an open look. That's a nice feed inside, and Compton hammers it home.
And a big piece of that is just trusting what you have taught your players in player development and skill development to go make reads and make plays.
Compton got a hand on it. Boyd with numbers. Quick feed. Compton's fouled. Lake got him.
That's a good foul to put DeGorville at the line for 2 where it's become an adventure. But the previous play, Boyd over the top to Compton, where he has a chance to earn another 2 points after that dunk.
2 shots. Wait a minute. Yes, 2 shots. And another missed free throw. Coming up next, back to New York. Busy night in the Mountain West. Busy night in college basketball. Brent Stover, Wally Zerbiak, Roy Hibbert, Gary Parrish, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up inside college basketball here on CBS Sports Network.
Compton continues to shoot this way from the free throw line. It's going to build in his psyche, and it's also going to go entrenched in opponents' scouting reports. Anytime he's put you in a bad position, just foul. Put him at the line for 2.
Yeah, 11 of 31 now. Down 17 is Colorado State. Evans against Guath. Finds Lake on the baseline. Pick and roll, and Bemba. Oh, that's Miles Byrd, his 2nd block of the night. And Guath powers his way through. It's an offensive foul.
Get another look at this block. You get beat on the play, that's fine. It's going to happen. It's basketball, but don't quit on it. Miles Bird. That wasn't just a block. That was a swat.
I don't think they give the award for most improved player in the Mountain West, but Bird would be in the hunt for that.
Oh, without a doubt. And last year with Lamont Butler and Darion Trammell, Reese Waters being healthy,
see that
difficult to find minutes, and now it's his show.
19 points off of turnovers there. That's also the greatest hits for San Diego State. They're, live ball turnovers or catastrophic turnovers, as Nico Medved said today. Here's B.J. Davis with a three. And the lead balloons to 20. Catastrophic turnovers. That's one thing Nico Medved said we've got to avoid, and that's hard against San Diego State. They feed off that stuff. Davis on the move. In the lane, kicks. Boyd. Block. Bodying, falling away. Evans misses the three. Emba, hard work, and it pays off with a bucket. Emba with 7. B.J. Davis, Brian Dutcher said, I want him to hunt for shots.
That's about as good of hunting of a shot you're going to find. Get in an open area, let it go.
Miles Bird has been all of this tonight.
And there's a lot of superlatives that you can use to describe his game today, but quite frankly, he was terrific. Impacted the game defensively with a career-high 7 steals, finished with authority in transition a number of times, and 5 of 8 from beyond the three-point line as well.
Let's see how you did with your keys to the game.
Colorado State did not take care of the ball. You see the numbers. That was impactful. Evans, I thought, played a really good game. 5 of 6 from the field, including a number of threes, but you would have liked to have seen someone else help him as well. San Diego State hit your threes. They did tonight. 9 of 22, and Guath steps up. All 9 of his points have come in the second half. I think you're continuing to see growth week over week in his game, and it's going to benefit San Diego State this home stretch of Mountain West play. And, I know it's still early, mid-January. You're starting to see people talk about net rankings and potential brackets, but I think this San Diego State team is a team that will be in the NCAA tournament at the end of the year.
Well, their resume that Brian Dutcher built in the non-conference, the win over Houston is the best one. Houston number 3 in the net. The win over Creighton looked great at the time, although Creighton has faded somewhat. The road win at Boise State, I think, is going to look better and better as the season goes. And UC San Diego, which is the only team to beat Utah State, San Diego State beat them. They're number 53 in the net.
Yeah.
The Tritons are. So it's not as bad a loss as people think for Utah State, and it's a nicer win than people realize for San Diego State. For Colorado State, yeah, their schedule is going to get a little tougher here. They still have to play Utah State twice. They play Boise State twice. Of course, San Diego State one more time, and the Rams still have to go to the pit to play New Mexico.
This is where, in this Mountain West, because home court advantages are so big, if you can protect your home court and sneak out a couple on the road, you've got a chance to make a move in the standings in a matter of weeks.
Emba, he's got a little strength inside there. 6'7", 250. There's some bulk there. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Colorado State playing a bit better here in the last 4 minutes. Bird, a three. He started to miss some of those. Heidi, Bird, blocked is out of bounds, and that's a turnover. And Brian Dutcher's not happy at all. Coaches hate to see when you have a big lead, that last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, where things get a little sloppy.
Coach Dutcher's been around for a number of years. Was it Michigan with Steve Fisher? And they went to the Final Four a couple times. I mean, he has high standards for this program and these players, and he doesn't want to see a lapse the last couple minutes of the game.
Under 2 minutes. Aztecs going to get to 4-2. Rams are going to fall back to 4-2. Shot clock down. Davis looking for a screen. An off-balance shot. I think that hit the rim, and the shot clock went off inadvertently. So they get a fresh 20. Crowd, good one tonight. This place was sold out. Students aren't back until next week. Davis catch and shoot. Missed it. Colorado State next will hit the road at Wyoming. Got Boise State coming to their place next Wednesday. Bemba tied up by Davis. San Diego State. UNLV here on Saturday. We'll be here for that. They go to Air Force. They go to Nevada. We'll get San Jose State and Wyoming. That gets them into February. For Medved in Colorado State. Somewhat of a rebuild type year, a reload year. Still have some games in front of them where if they can keep improving. They were at 4-1 coming into this game. They can do some damage and help themselves. Especially with Utah State. A couple games there and a couple games against Boise State. This was vintage Aztecs. In Viejas on the Mesa. Disruptive defense. And Boyd is fouled. With 16 seconds left. Jalen Lake will get to the free throw line. Miles Bird's numbers are going to obviously jump after this game tonight. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 7 steals. And Bird's going to come out. He is long and lean and mean. When he comes after you defensively, he oftentimes leads with the basketball. Final seconds. And this one is over. San Diego State impressively puts the hammer down in the second half. Stretch the lead all the way to 20, and now we'll walk out of here protecting home court with a 15-point win over Colorado State. Brian Dutcher and the Aztecs close a Mountain West Tuesday night. And an 11-4 record. Standings now coming out of tonight. Of course, the seismic news tonight, New Mexico lost to San Jose State. So Utah State's alone atop the standings. New Mexico right behind them. Boise State at 5-2. San Diego State, Colorado State 4-2 as well. As we noted, San Diego State will be here on Saturday on CBS Sports Network against UNLV and Colorado State. The border battle headed to Wyoming to take on the Cowboys next. Dan Dickau is down on the floor.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. Here with Miles Byrd. Career high 25 points, career high 7 steals. With your anticipation on the defensive end of the floor, I expect you to anticipate my question. How did you feel out there tonight?
Felt good. You know, crowd was behind us. Team played well. Tough one last weekend against New Mexico. So, you know, it was a big focus for us to come in here, bounce back in front of our fans. So I'm glad we were able to get it done.
You guys play with such pride here at home. This league is difficult to go out on the road. What do you guys need to keep improving upon and working on to have the results like you had in Boise when you go to New Mexico, when you go to Utah State and those other difficult places to play?
Yeah, I think we just need to focus on the little things. You know, we know how talented we are as a group from 1 to 12, 1 to 13, whoever gets on the court. So we're talented, we know that, but we're young, so we also got to focus on the little things, the important things. And that's what Dutch always says. You know, if you can't do the hard things, you can't do the easy things.
Appreciate it. Best of luck. Congrats on a great game tonight.
Yeah, great is right. Miles Byrd, 25.7 steals, hit 5 threes. Big win for the Aztecs. They protect home court, 75-60. For Dan Dickau, our entire CBS crew,